Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and the college process. Once again, I'm Ed from Principia Prep, and today we're going to be going over who appeals for more financial aid, the parent or the student. But before we begin, if you're new to the channel and are looking for additional college content, please hit the subscribe button down below. It will notify you when new videos do come out. As well as if you have any questions on today's video or any videos we have here on the channel, please leave any questions down below in the comment section. Every Friday going forward, I take all your questions, answer them in video format, and then place the video back here on YouTube so then everyone has detailed answers to all the questions you guys have here on the video. As well as we're also still running the James Lewis Memorial Scholarship for seniors out there going off to college. So if you are a senior family and you're looking for scholarship help, please watch the James Lewis Memorial Scholarship. It's our organization's scholarship program. In the description down below is the video link explaining how our scholarship program works here at Principia. As well as also in the description is also our Venmo, as well as the organization's Buy Us Coffee, if you want to help support the channel, allowing us to keep making these college videos for you guys out there. And all that being said, let's jump right into today's video. Who appeals for more financial aid, the student or the parent? Now, obviously, when you're looking for financial aid assistance of any kind, really, before the student even starts college or even when they're in the college, there's multiple ways to apply and appeal for additional aid. Now, when it comes to appealing for additional aid, there's a few things we need to discuss before I talk about who in what direction go in and who makes the most sense, whether the parent makes the most sense to appeal or whether it should be coming from the student appealing and asking for more aid. Right at the bat, you first have to figure out what appeal are you doing? Because there's technically three different appeals when it comes to financial assistance. Right at the bat, there's a scholarship appeal, which is done through the admissions office before you guys deposit, typically before you decide into college, typically done in senior year before entering freshman year. Then the second appeal you have is a grant appeal, which is done through the financial aid office, which is essentially done looking for more financial help from the college because we're not at the level we feel comfortable to be able to pay for the college, or we're missing financial aid space here. They basically gapped us the amount they should be giving us. And then the third appeal is typically when the student is in college already. At that point in time, the student's already been solidified as a student there, they're going to class, so on and so forth, whether it's the middle of freshman year or the end of senior year, whatever it may be. The third appeal is typically done for additional grant money, also through the financial aid department. Now you might be wondering, well, why don't we also have a fourth category where we're looking for additional scholarship money or we're looking to appeal a scholarship? That unfortunately doesn't happen in the world of college. You can't appeal the scholarship once your student's already in school. Even if your student has a 4.0 GPA out of a 4.0 scale, perfect grades across the board, valedictorian of a class, they're still not going to increase your scholarship, unfortunately, once it's already established. So essentially, those are the three categories we're looking to work with here. And that being said, once you figured out which one you're going to be appealing, the next thing you need to figure out is how does the college actually do appeals at the university or college your student's looking to go to? Because every college does appeals differently. Let me give you an example. Let's say we're looking to appeal the scholarship money because let's say the school we want to go to gave us, let's say, a $10,000 scholarship. But maybe another school we're maybe considering gave us a $20,000 scholarship. And you're considering going back and saying to the admissions office, you guys gave us 10, this other school gave us 20, let's say on the high end. Can you guys match the number? What do you need to do? You need to contact the admissions office right at the bat and ask them, how do you accept appeals? Because of the fact that every college is different. Some colleges will say, send us the other offer directly to our admissions office, to your rep, for your state, for your region, and they'll review it and figure out whether or not we can give you more. Other schools are going to say to you, we have a committee. And basically that means send us everything you have and whatever you're considering appealing. If the school does committee, they typically only do it once. So you're not actually dividing in essentially the way it works with if you're just doing an appeal for scholarship money or grant money. You're basically putting both appeals into one appeal, especially if it's committee. So if it's committee, you're appealing both the admission scholarship money as well as the grant money from the financial aid office, all in one committee. So your letter you're writing to them, the forms they want you to fill out, must include all that information. Because most of the time, if the school is doing a committee, they will not review your appeal more than one time. Where if they are just doing individual departments, like admissions handling scholarship money, or the financial aid office handling the grant money, you're technically appealing twice. First, the scholarship money with the admissions office to see if they can increase your scholarship money, which is the most money we want, the most maxed out money, let's call it, because it's the guaranteed money every year for 4 years. Then we can go and also appeal the financial aid office for additional grant money, which is on a 1-year basis because the financial aid office does everything based on your taxes. Where the financial aid office does everything based on your taxes, the admissions office does everything based on the academic profile of the student typically coming in, which means it's locked in, versus the financial aid office is your tax money. If your income or assets go up, grant money can go down, and then vice versa. If your income and assets go down, then grant money can also go up. At this point in time, now you know who to go forward with the appeal. Now the way it works is this. If it's admissions based, if we're looking for more scholarship money, I typically lean towards having the student write the appeal or send in the email, whatever documentation they need if we're just appealing the scholarship money. So the way I like to do the appeal is, this is my dream school, this is where I want to go, this is the place I've loved since I was 4 years old kind of scenario. You guys are the number one dream school for me as a student. Obviously cost is a factor. My family and I have discussed it. We want to let you know that your dream school, we love the fact you've given us 10,000, but this other school is giving us 20,000. Is there any way you can match the number to allow this dream of mine as a student to continue? That's the way you do an appeal for scholarship money. You do it through the student, because of the fact that scholarship money has more leeway. The admissions office can give scholarship money where financial aid can't give grant money, in the sense that it's basically a personal call in their department, to be honest with you. Admissions can increase scholarships based on the fact they just like a student, or the fact that some other schools just gave more money, they can match it or give you more. Financial aid office can't do that. Financial aid office is all based on numbers. Either the numbers make sense or the numbers don't make sense. There is no gray area in the world of financial aid. There is a lot of gray area in the world of admissions, so if your admissions reps like you, if you're personal with them, if you've been nice to them the whole time, as well as they know you on a first name basis, it's a lot easier to push through a scholarship appeal to get more scholarship money. And I would always go through the student writing the appeal or the email, etc. That's the way to go. Now the financial aid appeal, as far as grant money, additional grant money, whether the student's looking to go into college as a freshman or the student's already in college, should be done by the parent. Reason being is that most of the numbers you're dealing with on the financial aid appeal for grant money is based on the parent's taxes, income, assets, retirement funds, home, equity, all these things that the parent knows about. Also, when it comes to these negotiations, they're a little bit more stringent, a little more difficult, a little bit more rough, I guess you can call it, as far as the numbers have to line up or it's not going to work. Where the admissions office, you can have more leeway. There's a lot more cushion here from them to work with, as well as you to work with, and they'd like to see that the student is taking an onus here, showing that yes, this is where I want to go, and I understand the requirements and also understand the responsibilities of the financial component. Financial aid office is not going to care. They're not going to care if the student writes an appeal saying, you're in my dream school, not part of the process. They're not going to care if they say, I've had your sweater since I was 2 years old. This is where I want to be. It's my dream. I've been on campus 10, 15, 20 times. I've done every summer camp there. The financial aid office, not going to care. So, since it's more of a numbers game for financial aid, it should be the parent sending in the appeal for additional grant money. And when you're sending in that appeal, sure, you can put in dream school, so on and so forth, we want to go to, etc. But when it comes to grant money appeal through the financial aid office, you got to make sure the numbers align. And what I mean by that is the financial aid office is not going to care if one school gave you $20,000 in grant money and the school you want to go to only gave you $10,000 in grant money. That's not going to work as an appeal if the financial numbers don't line up. Let me give you an example. In financial aid, if something has changed, a job loss, full-time work to part-time work, bankruptcy, medical expenses, death of a spouse, divorce, unemployment, all these things are factors that should be utilized through an appeal. You going back with an appeal for additional grant money is not going to go through if you say, you guys gave us $10,000 grant money, this other school gave us $20,000 grant money, we feel you should give us more. That's not efficient enough. That's not going to be enough sufficient information for them to say, yes, we can give you money. On the admission side, it works for scholarship money, but it's not going to work for financial aid. Let's say you filled out all the forms for freshman year, entering in, and they gave you, let's say, $10,000 in grant money to the school you want to go to. Your student loves the school. And you're thinking about appealing because the school, let's say, cost $50,000. You fill out all the financial aid forms and the FAFSA says you can afford to pay $30,000. So the school costs $50,000. They're saying your expected family contribution, what you're able to pay, is $30,000. We have $20,000 of financial aid space here. They only give us $10,000. This is an appeal. You can go back and say, we are less short. That's an appeal that could work. Another part of the appeal that could work on top of that is if your income dropped for the next tax year. So you're showing less income in the next tax year, adding those two things together and going back to them saying, look, we're less short, as well as we also have lower income because we made less, or we lost a job, or we lost a client, whatever it may be, we had more medical expenses. Those two things together is a more powerful appeal. Let's use the same scenario and what's not going to work. Let's say you your school costs $50,000. Fill out all the financial aid forms, and the financial aid forms say you can pay $40,000. So you're left with $10,000 of financial aid need. And the school gave you $10,000 in grant money. But some other school that cost a little bit more gave you $20,000 in grant money. Not gonna matter. The school costs what the school costs. The FAFSA number, the CSS profile number, the school's financial aid institutional forms are their numbers. So if their number is indicating we can only give you 10, they're not gonna accept another school giving you 15 or 20 grand in grant money. They just won't look at it as an appeal. You have to have space available, financial aid space available, for you to even consider appealing, and then any additional changes to your income, assets, etc. I lost my job, we have medical expenses, we have another student going on to college. Any additional expenses to your livelihood, taking away from your income and assets, those are reasons to appeal the grant money. Anything else is not gonna work. And other than that, thank you guys for watching today's video. If you guys have any questions, please leave any questions down below in the comment section. Every Friday going forward, I take all your questions, answer them in video format, and then place the video back here on YouTube so then everyone has detailed answers to all the questions you guys have here on the video. As well as if you guys want additional help, one-on-one help, I do meetings with parents and students through Zoom, helping out with the college process of any sort, financial aid, admissions, essays, a whole gambit. So any help you guys need out there, just make sure to reach out to me. That's my cell phone number on the screen. The easiest way to reach me is by text message. I do answer back all my text messages within 24 hours. So if you need to sit down with me, you need more individual one-on-one help, I am available for consultations to help you guys out. And other than that, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep.